Welcome to Vsb News Online for Friday, April the 24th. I'm Charles Webb. The Trade Union Congress will celebrate International Workers' Day with a series of meetings starting Monday and culminating in a May Day rally on the City Hall steps next Friday, when workers are encouraged to wear red, the international color of labor. One of the May Day topics is government's attack on labor. Trade Union Congress President Chris Ferbert was asked to explain the reason for such a topic.
The government in 2012, when they were elected, said that they were going to create 2,000 jobs. And since 2012, we've lost another maybe 1,800 to about 1,800 jobs, 1,500 to 1,800 jobs. So now there's about 3,800 jobs that the government needs to provide. And as a result of that, Bermudians still feel like they're not gainfully employed in their country. So hence, we're asking the unorganized also to come up, because International Workers' Day is about workers. It's not just about unionized workers, it's about workers in general. And, about, I think, 60, I want to say, what's the percentage? The percentage is, let me get it right, I think about 66 countries around the world recognize May 1st as International Workers' Day. And so Bermuda, because our labor Day is in September, we initially fought for Labor Day to be in May. Actually, to coincide with the 1981 general strike of 1981, which culminated on May 5th, 1981. But, Gene Cox, as the opposition leader, not the opposition leader, as a member of the opposition then, piloted a bill through in September of 1982, where we was given Labor Day in September.
Now, with this being put forth as an attack on the workers,
right,
is there a way that you could see any harmony coming between government and the workers?
Well, I wouldn't say, when you say can we see any harmony come, I think that people got concerns about the immigration policies, how they don't think Bermudians are being, protected in the work environment. We've had this conversation about the need to have people trained and retrained. We continue to have them conversations to make sure that my main concern is that why do we have to continue to bring workers in at the top? At the middle, why could we not have Bermudians trained and retrained, qualified enough to do the jobs in the middle and the top? And then if we need workers to be brought in, let them be brought at the bottom level. So let's just say if the workforce is going to remain between 34, or if they want to grow it back to 40,000, then there's 8 or 10,000 workers that they're going to bring them in at the bottom end, as opposed to bring them in at the top end and the middle end. So because we've got qualified Bermudians that can take those jobs in the middle and the top end.
With unemployment figures going up and customs revenues going down, will government be able to realize its rosy predictions of economic growth in the near future? This question will be posed by Bermuda College Institution Research Officer Cordell Riley at a public forum next week. Meanwhile, he tells VSB News there are questions about the correctness of the finance minister's outlook.
Government gets its main revenues from customs duties and payroll taxes. When you don't have money, you don't bring in things. So are the estimates for customs duty, are they correct? Payroll tax, we've seen about 7,000 jobs being lost since 2008, and that's continuing. So are the payroll taxes, the revenue that we hope to get from that, is that practical? And so if you look at the trends, it doesn't really seem so. But obviously the minister may know things that we don't know. But if you just look at the trends, it's hard to see that those things are going to be what they are estimated to be. And already we see the minister, he's saying that he's going to go back this year, before the end of this year, and borrow another 125 million, which means that the assumptions that made about the budget last year did not hold. So I think that's where we are.
So now what about this, I call the windfall from the America's Cup, the $252 million? How would that help?
Well, that's an interesting one, because they've had the economic analysis since December 14, and we were just seeing it now. And I've had a cursory glance through that. For instance, there's a $60 million estimate for legacy tourism. The question is how sound is that? Is it 3 years afterwards people are still going to come to Bermuda based on the America's Cup? I think all of those things have to be looked at. So that has just come out yesterday. We certainly will go through that and see whether, again, those assumptions. Now, the good thing about that report is that they've been very explicit about what their assumptions are, and so the determination is whether or not you agree with those assumptions. But that is something that needs to be looked at as well.
As the America's Cup Oracle racing team prepared this morning to launch its training multi-hulls for another brisk sail in the Great Sound, visitors coming off the Carnival cruise ship were drawn by the scene of bustling activity and were thrilled to hear that Bermuda had been chosen as the host country for the event. Among them were Warren and Penny Berry from San Francisco, who spoke about the excitement of the global sailing contest.
What do you think when you hear that Bermuda has been given the gift of the America's Cup in the next few years, and you see behind you one of the examples of the training that's going on here?
Well, it's very impressive that you're going to undertake this. This is a big undertaking for any usually bigger venues than yours, and so you're to be congratulated. I think it's going to be a wonderful event for Bermuda.
Did you watch it when it was going on in San Francisco?
We did watch it. We watched some of it. I'm not an avid racing fan, but I enjoy it, and I liked it that it was an American in San Francisco. He's from San Francisco, so I had a little more of a personal interest in it. But yes, I think it's quite an honor for you all that you were chosen to have it here.
And of course, America won the last America's Cup under extraordinary circumstances.
Unbelievable.
So now you're looking forward to something equally exciting.
Well, maybe so. That's it always seems to have some unusual twist in the new World Cup.
It's global, isn't it? It's not. It's got a majesty of racing with modern technology.
That's the beauty of technology, that you can now see it in Australia or whatever country it's in that same day. So
Now, you're off the ship, aren't you?
Yes.
And what attracted you to Bermuda?
We've been here before a couple of times and think it's just beautiful, and the water, the temperature and everything is just a great place to come. So we just got here a couple of hours ago, so we haven't had much of a chance to.
Weather's kind.
weather's kind, the people are wonderful.
Aaron Williams has risen to the challenge being offered to young Bermudians by the Bermuda Tourism Authority. This week, he launched a hydro bike rental service on the beach at Daniels Head, stocked up with 10 bikes, and put his marketing skills to work. Vsb News went along to find out about the interesting self-powered watercraft.
It's basically a push paddle bike on water, hence its name Hydro Bike. It's really easy, as you guys just saw. Pretty much push it out into the water. You need at least 2 feet of clearance for the propeller. But once you get that clearance, you're off to go.
And it's powerful.
Yes, sir. It's surprisingly powerful. It is. The book says I can get up to at least 8 to 10 miles per hour, depending on the individual. But yeah, it's a very efficient way to travel.
Now, the main thing now is to attract interest from our visitors and, I hope, locals.
Yes, sir. That's the main goal. Trying to create a good ambiance. We're all about the family-friendly environment and affordable fun.
Now, Daniels Head is a lonely place, but it's got a beautiful beach. And once they know where to come, I suppose taxi drivers and the minibuses will start bringing them to you. How do you go about selling an idea like this?
Well, social media plays a big part.
Right.
We're looking to obviously get the flyers out to the hotels and the taxi drivers. But to be honest, I believe in consistency. I mean, if we were steady in our pursuit to attract visitors, I believe over time we'll get them. To be honest, I have to give a special thanks out to the BTA. Without their assistance, this venture would never have been possible. So thank you, Glenn Jones, to Shay Thompson, and Ms. Burgess. Thank you guys for your assistance.
You're in the books, or are you any special way of getting hold of you?
Right now, Facebook is our largest means of attracting attention. So, under Hydro Bike Bermuda. Yes, sir.
And you're on your own? You're doing this single-handed?
No. I started with my partner, Aisha Castle. She's been a tremendous help.
And this is your first season, so best of luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the breakfast bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
Bermuda is joining many other countries tomorrow in acknowledging the 100th anniversary of the landings in Gallipoli, in which the Australian and New Zealand forces suffered terrible losses. The day is now celebrated as Anzac Day, the Remembrance Day for the two countries, and tomorrow Bermuda will have two ceremonies. The first, a dawn service at Coral Beach at 6:15, and the second, a 5 p.m. service at the Military Cemetery in St. George's. Coordinator Jane Chapman talked to Vsb News' Brian Darby about this special day.
In Bermuda, we started celebrating 3 years ago. Started on a few days' notice, actually, for some of us to gather at the Cenotaph, which is a traditional place that we meet, and it's escalated from there. And in particular, this year, because it's the centenary of the dawn landings on the 25th of April in Suvla Bay in Turkey, in Gallipoli.
And that, of course, is the major first battle of the war, and we lost.
Yes, yeah, indeed. It was a very harsh campaign.
Yeah. And that's where many hundreds of thousands of Australians and New Zealanders in particular, hence Anzac Day on that day. There's a Bermuda connection, isn't there?
Yes, there is. In terms of a lot of the World War I soldiers were also in the battlefields in France as well. Not so much Turkey, but certainly there was a camaraderie. We've also got the connection this year of the Bermuda Regiment, 50th anniversary, and we have a lot of support from the regiment in carrying out the services.
Well, you're expecting over 100 people.
Yes, it's been a great turnout, at least about 130 for the service, and then others that are going to join us after the service who can't come out quite so early at 6 o'clock in the morning. But
You've got the governor and you've got the CEO from the regiment. I understand someone's coming all the way from Carnoustie.
Yes, there is. We've got Dr. Sandy McKendrick coming. That's because there's a Scottish soldier buried at St. George's. He was awarded a VC when they went through his papers. He died, unfortunately, passing a ship in Bermuda. So he was buried here, and he has a VC for assisting the dawn landings
At Gallipoli.
At Gallipoli in 1915. So having a celebration in Carnoustie on this day to acknowledge him, and a reciprocal one here as well.
And there's another gentleman buried here in Bermuda who linked to New Zealand.
Yes, there is. It's a private soldier again, unfortunately died on his way to Europe, and he was buried here in St. George's, New Zealand private.
So it's a wonderful connection that, after all these years, 100 years, they still remember.
Absolutely, yes. And it's a really important celebration worldwide. It's massive for Australia and New Zealand in particular. There's big ceremonies going on in the UK and in particular at Anzac Cove in Gallipoli.
Clarion Bank has taken advantage of both World Earth Day and National Arbor Day to this week give away hundreds of sapling planting free of charge to show its faith in Bermuda's future. After seeing 300 saplings march out the door on Wednesday, bank officers went today to Gilbert Institute and Somerset Primary to plant cedar, olive wood, and palmetto saplings as part of the bank's reforestation project. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
The Rendell and Kilter Legends of Squash event continued at the Bermuda Squash Rackets Association Club in Devonshire last evening. The opening match of the evening saw Peter Nicol take on Bermuda's Nick Kine. Following his loss the previous night, Kine wanted to show the Bermuda crowd he deserved to be playing in this event with former #1 squash players in this match against Nicol. The first match, however, did not go as scripted for Kine as he went down 11-5. But he fought in the second game, stretching Nicol all over the court, but once again fell this time 14-12 as Nicol moved to 2-0 in this year's event. John White and Lee Beachell were the next two to take to the court. Both White and Beachell set out to entertain the crowd from the outset, both players trying to get the umpire to change calls to go their way. But in the end, White would win the first game 11-9. Beachell fought his way back to win the next game 11-5, but White was not about to fall to 0-2 when he dug deep in the third game to pull off the win 11-8. The third match of the evening saw David Palmer, the defending champion, take on Jonathan Power. Power showed guts and determination to fight back from 9-6 down in the first game to win 11-9. The defending champion Palmer was not going down without a fight as he drew the games level at 1-1, winning the second game 11-8. Palmer took the third game in hand and turned Power's lights out to move to 2-0 in the tournament, winning 11-1. The end of the night saw Thierry Linkou and Mark Kalner take to the court. The pair entertained the crowd with some thrilling shots, with Linkou winning the first game 11-9. Linkou closed out the night, winning the second game 11-6. The Kitty Michaels 2015 Ladies Golf Tournament continued at the Port Royal Golf Course yesterday. The golfers moved into the individual Stableford net competition with Dee Ramati from Southwest Florida and Martez Hernandez from Puerto Rico, both finishing the day on 39. Ramito was declared the winner on retrogression. Dorothy Stantler was third. She finished with a score of 38. The top Bermuda finisher was Katina Rabane, who shot 37, finishing fifth behind Linda Ward from Toronto. The 121st edition of the Penn Relays officially got underway yesterday with Tahira Butterfield representing the University of Albany. The Albany 4x100 meter relay team that included Butterfield placed 19th overall with a time of 47:28. The time qualifies the team for the ECAC final round, where they are the top overall seeds. Most notably, they'll race against American East rivals UMBC and Northeast rival Connecticut. Also in the race are Delaware, Southern Connecticut, Harvard, Syracuse, Penn State, and Towson. The Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association have updated their short course meter records following several events that took place recently. During the Christmas camp meet held on January 3rd, a Bassa Pool record was set by Emma Harvey in the 50-meter butterfly, clocking a time of 28:98. During the Schroeder's Spring Age Group Championships, marked the 19th through to the 22nd, in the 8 and under boys division, Elijah Daly has broke several records. Daly now owns the 50-meter freestyle record of 34:72. He also set a new 100-meter freestyle record of 1:18:11. Daly holds the 200-meter freestyle record of 2:50:09, and then he holds the 400-meter freestyle record of 5:49:97. Daly broke the 100-meter individual medley record, clocking a time of 1:31:33, breaking his own record of 1:34:52. Daly also broke the 50-meter breaststroke record that stood for 27 years, clocking 48:01, breaking Nigel Swain's record of 49:16, set on August 1st, 1988. He also broke that record again, clocking 44:41. Elin Daly now holds the 9-10 girls 100-meter backstroke record, clocking a time of 1:17:04. She also broke the 100-meter breaststroke record, clocking 1:30:53. Carrie Noakes, Taylor Horan, Elin Daly, and Maya Ferguson are the 4x50-meter medley relay record holders with a time of 2:42:64. Emma Harvey broke the 13-14 girls 200-meter individual medley record that stood for 26 years when she clocked 2:28:07, breaking Jennifer Smack's record of 2:32:42 set on May 1st, 1989. Harvey also set a new 400-meter individual medley record of 5:24:21. Madeline Moore set a new 50-meter freestyle record of 26:12, breaking her own record of 26:62 set back on March 23, 2014. Moore broke the 100-meter freestyle record of 58:61. She also set a new 200-meter freestyle record of 2:10:03. Moore broke her own 50-meter backstroke record of 30:39 when she clocked 30:35. She broke that record again, clocking 30:27. Moore doubled up on the 50-meter butterfly record when she touched the wall at a time of 28:95, breaking Emma Harvey's record of 28:98 set on January 3rd, 2015. She then broke that record again, clocking 28:46. Jessie Washington set a new 50-meter freestyle record of 24:12, breaking Benedict Parfit's record of 24:47 set on June 24th, 2010. Washington also holds the 200-meter freestyle record, clocking a time of 1:55:88. Washington is the 50-meter butterfly record holder with a time of 26:75, breaking Nicholas Patterson's record of 27:49 set on March 5th, 2011. He also holds the 100-meter butterfly record of 58:69, breaking Nicholas Patterson's record of 1 minute, 0.96 seconds. Ricky Mallory, the former number one player of the island and current Davis Cup coach, has been named to the role of National Tennis Director for the Bermuda Lawn Tennis Association. As National Tennis Director, Mallory will be responsible for all tennis programming on the island for all ages and levels. He will work closely with the BLTA's Pro Registry and will be instrumental in developing programming that will improve the quality and levels of tennis in Bermuda. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Saturday, April the 25th, there will be sunny breaks with a passing shower or two early. Winds will be west, northwesterly and strong, gradually decreasing moderate to strong by late night. We're expecting a high near 71 and a low near 63. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. We thank you for watching Vsb News Online for Friday, April the 24th. I'm Charles Webb, wishing you a very pleasant weekend.